Are you wondering about what goes into writing a contract? Maybe you're a buyer thinking about buying a house, or I'm working with you and we're writing a contract. I created a video series today. Walk step by step through the contract.
Okay, another step in the buying process is ordering HOA documents. HOA documents are when you're part of a homeowners association. When you're a part of a homeowners association, you are agreeing to follow the rules of that association. So a big part of why we order these documents while we're under contract is we want to make sure that you know everything that you're agreeing to in the neighborhood, in the home, in the area that you're at. Typically, we don't order HOA documents until after you're out of option period because there's a fee associated. So you as the buyer are going to be required to pay a transfer fee. Typically, $300 to $500 is what I've seen, but it's all individually based on the homeowners association fees. Once we pay those fees, those documents are received, then you are able to review the regulations of the community and the neighborhood and just what requirements that they have. Now, if there's a question that arises, or maybe there's something that's not covered in there, we can always reach out to the seller, or we can reach out to the homeowners association directly if the seller doesn't know. But we want to make sure that everything that is in there that you're agreeing to, because it is part of the community that you're in. If you don't agree to these, it is another way for you to get out of the contract. But for the most part, this is just a protection for you, knowing that you're going to be in the place that you want to live. Okay, one of the last steps before we get to the closing table is the lending or the financial period. So your lender is working with us all along the way. We worked with the lender in order to even put the offer in. So they had a pre-approval or a preliminary review of your documents, of your finances. But once we're under contract, they will ask you for more information. When your lender reaches out to you, it's very important for you to be timely when you respond. Waiting for documents could delay the process and it could delay closing. So you want to make sure that you're responding to the lender and you're being very forthcoming about all the information that you have. In addition, there's a few things that you don't want to do while you're in this contract or when you're in the lending period, because it could disqualify you from the loan. You want to keep your job. So you don't want to lose your job or quit your job. It's very important to keep your same employment status. You don't want to purchase a car, no big purchases, or open any lines of credit or credit cards. That causes a red flag in the process. And finally, you don't want any major movement of money inside or outside of your accounts. The lending process and just mortgage in general scrutinizes every detail. As I realize it is your money and you can do what you want, there is a lot of eyes on what's going in and what's coming out, and there's just a huge regulation around lending. So these pieces have sometimes got people in trouble in the past, so I always want to make you aware that these are really important. So once the lender gets all the documents they send to underwriting, sometimes underwriting is requiring more information, but once underwriting gives you the go-ahead, the lender calls it clear to close. That's at least 72 hours, 3 days before you close, and then we get information that gives us just the whole breakdown. You're able to review the statement, and then we're walking to the closing table in a few days.
I hope this information was helpful today. Maybe you have a question that I didn't answer, or there's more in-depth information you need. Drop me a comment and let me know, or reach out to me and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. You'll be able to keep up to date. And as you know, I love to get updates on what's going on in Boerne, or things like this, where it just gives you up to date what's going on with real estate. Or follow me on Instagram. Instagram is where you find out more about me, my family, the local community, and just behind the scenes. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.